So Lachlan, he was born on the 21st of November. I'll tell you a little bit about him as the baby, first of all. In many ways, a very normal little baby. Loved cuddles, hated a dirty nappy. Was very popular with the doctors and nurses up in Temple Street. Obviously loved by myself and Michelle. Had his happy moments and moments given out, as most babies do, and all that kind of stuff. So he's very normal from that point of view. But unfortunately, he was very obvious from the start that he had a lot of complications. He had Down syndrome, and he also had a condition called Marfan syndrome. And it's very unusual to have both of them together. And they weren't genetic either, which makes it even more unusual. They happen spontaneously, which is quite rare. That put him in a tough spot, and he needed support, and he needed the best support in the country, which he got in Temple Street. And he was a little fighter as well. He was he probably had no right to get to 3 months, such were the complications he had, but through the incredible care he got, but also I think there was a bit of fighting spirit in him that he wanted to max his potential, and I firmly believe he did. And I suppose a small example is he died on the 10th of February, but on the Friday, so that was the Monday. On the Friday, I was actually up in Dublin with him that week, and Michelle was in Westport, and he was very, very sick on the Friday, and all the team was in to try and make him more comfortable and so on. And at one stage they weren't sure if he was actually going to survive. So we had to get Michelle to Dublin as quickly as possible. And the doctors and nurses managed to save him, and he hung on for Michelle to arrive. But not only that, he kind of fought his way through the weekend. He met his grandparents, he met his aunts and uncles, and then on the Monday, sounds strange to say it, but we had a really lovely day with them. So everybody got to get some photographs with them. The staff and the hospital were unbelievable. They managed to put together little trinkets for him, so pictures of his feet, little models of his hands, and all that kind of side of things. And then we brought him down to what's called the Butterfly Suite in Temple Street, which is a palliative care suite, and he was made comfortable and passed away peacefully. And it was wonderful to get that time with him, and to spend time with him as a normal baby. And so obviously the expertise kept him alive, but I firmly believe the little fighter within him as well, hung on to for his mum, and got to meet all his family as well.
So a number of months later now, and there's a lot of people who are now aware of Lachlan because of Lachlan's journey. So tell us a bit about Lachlan's journey, how it came about, and what's happening.
I have always had it in my head, in the weeks after Lachlan died, that I wanted to do something like this. So I'm going to walk from our home in Westport all the way to Temple Street Children's Hospital. So that was the reason for the route. Is essentially that was Lachlan's life. So on the morning of the 21st of November, we left our house with 6 inches of snow at 7 o'clock in the morning, and into Castlebar Hospital. So we'll be going through there, and then that evening, so he was born, and it was clear not everything was well. He was transferred to Holles Street Hospital in Dublin that evening. So I'll be going to Holles Street, and then from Holles Street over that weekend he went to Temple Street Children's Hospital. So it's supposed to replicating his life's journey. It's about 270 kilometres, and So myself and Cathal, my brother-in-law, we're going to do it together, and we're looking at kind of plus 30 kilometres a day, and then the last day is a short 3 kilometres between the two hospitals in Dublin. So yeah, it's quite an undertaking, but I'm looking forward to it.
So Lyndon, you're a familiar face to people involved with rugby in Connacht. You've been working for Connacht Rugby for 18 years. What has the support been like from the rugby family and the rugby community in the west of Ireland in the last couple of weeks and months?
Yeah, look, it's been great. You know, people couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have been more supportive, and you know, just like after Lachlan died, the amount of people from rugby clubs and, you know, from Connacht Rugby and from all around the country and from all around the west of Ireland who got in touch to sympathise and so on was amazing. It really, like, it actually really does help, you know. It's really nice to just that people are thinking of you and people are supporting you. And it really does help. So
Lyndon, tell us a bit about the two charities that you are raising money for Lachlan's journey, and a bit about the support that particularly Hughes House would have provided you and the family.
Yeah, so Hughes House is a small charity. Myself and Michelle had never heard of them before put in this situation, but they do incredible work. So they were actually founded a number of years back in 2015, I think it was, when a family lost their little baby boy Hugh in similar circumstances to us, and they kind of identified a need that was there because there was families who were travelling from all around the country, and they were sleeping in cars, they were spending a fortune on hotels, they were jumping on friends' couches and stuff like this, and they really felt there was a need there for parents of critically ill children in various hospitals across Dublin. So, like when we were literally within a day of being in Temple Street Hospital, we had a room within Hughes House, and we had it until Lachlan died, and there was, you know, it's a fantastic facility, a few minutes from the hospital, and there's absolutely everything you need there, and you know, you're in with other parents who are in similar circumstances to ourselves. So there's I suppose a great community and moral support there as well. And you know, they're really excellent charity, and it's very, very valuable for parents of critically ill children.
And finally, for people who have heard your story for the first time now, how can they support you? How can they donate to the cause? Tell us how people can support them in their own way.
Yeah, so we've an iDonate page set up, idonate.ie/Lachlan's Journey. So the charities are two very worthy charities. They do amazing work for families in need, and you know, any donation will be very welcome, and the two organisations and myself and Michelle and our family would very much appreciate it.